Hello, folks. Welcome to DIY Digital. Today, we're going to talk about how you can buy a domain. The question gets asked a lot. How do I buy a domain? How do I buy a website address? And let's just say you just started your business or you're just about to get a website. You want to create a website and you need to build that, but you need a website address. You need a domain. So where do you go to buy that, right? That is the question here, and that is what I'm going to answer. And look, there are plenty of different services out there that you can buy a domain from. I'm going to show you how many that you can choose from. I'm not going to give you a suggestion on which one I think is better. I'll leave that up to you. There are certain companies out there and people that have a preference. I certainly do as well. But I would say, hey, do your research, figure out what is best for you. But my main suggestion would be in that research, also look at what company you want to go with for hosting. So not only are you going to need your website address, not only are you going to need your domain, but you're also going to need hosting so that your website can go live, right? So I would suggest that you have your domain and your hosting all in the same place. Have them all under the same umbrella. And there are multiple reasons for that. One, it's simple. It's easy. You're going to have everything in one place. You're not going to have to, link up the DNS from one company to go to another company. It's going to be very easy to do that from within the same company service, right? So having them together will make that easier for you. Now, also another thing is, look, you're going to renew these services, right? Whether it's yearly or every few years, depending on how much you buy them for, how far out you actually buy them in advance. But eventually, you're going to have to renew them, right? So why not have all that all in one place so that it makes it very, very simple for you to renew them, keep track of them. You're only getting emails and notifications from one company rather than multiple companies. And now when you do go to build this website, or you're coming to a company like mine that does build websites, it's all in one place. You're not saying, oh yeah, my domain's over here. We have our hosting set up over here. I don't know how to get into that one. And things just get very confusing and hairy. So keep them together. Then when you buy your SSL certificate for security, you'd want that to be in the same account as well. So again, keep them together. It's going to make life easier. It's going to help you manage it better. It's going to keep them all in one place. It's going to help you renew them much easier. It's going to help you link them up easier when you have to actually get the website live. So again, going back to how do I buy a domain? So I'm going to keep it really simple here. Like I said, I'm not going to suggest a specific company, but let's just go to Google, right? And we're going to type in buy a domain, right? Just keeping it very, very simple. And I didn't spell domain correctly, but now I did. So put how to buy a domain, hit enter. All right, so we did our Google search. Now we get the results, right? So there are plenty of companies on here, like I had mentioned. There's domain.com, Ionis, web.com, GoDaddy, Namecheap. You got Bluehost, you got register.com, HostGator. These are a lot of the bigger players that are in the game here. And like I said, you could choose which one you want to go with. And, hey, if you want to really ask me which one I suggest, feel free to leave a comment and I will answer that. And I will give you maybe some pros and cons for that. But for now, for simplicity, we're just going to pick HostGator since it's right here. And then we're going to see. All right, so here we are on HostGator's homepage, right? And every one of these services are all going to work very, very similar. They all have the same functionality. They're going to have a search bar on here, and then we're going to type in, what we're looking for. Now, that's up to you as well. Once you decide what you're going to do, let's just say this is a business website, you have to decide, hey, what do I want my website address to be? And you can have this in mind. And here's the thing, it may not be available, right? There may be another company out there that's named the same or that already has that domain, and you get into a situation where, you have to find something different. But for these purposes, to show you how to do this, I'm just going to type in ABC Plumbing. Let's just say you're a plumbing company, and we're going to see if this is available. Now, ABC Plumbing is very, very common, right? So I'm going to guess that someone already has this domain. All right, so now it's going to tell us the results. All right, and sure enough, it says ABC Plumbing is already taken, but abcplumbing.net is available. So you could go with a .net if you really like that name, ABC Plumbing. I don't particularly like .nets for websites, for business websites. I would suggest going with a .com if I were you. But, you might have different reasons and preferences, and you got to do what you have to do. But let's just say, hey, that was taken. You don't want to go with a .net. Now it's back to the drawing board, right? So you have to keep going back to this search bar and typing in different things, trying to see if that next one is actually available. So let's just go here, and let's say you want to get a little crafty with it, and you put the ABC Plumbing. There you go. So the abcplumbing.com is actually available. So from there, you would go in and you would hit add to cart. It's probably going to make you create an account at that point, depending on whichever service, if you didn't already have this. And you're going to create an account, you're going to buy that domain, and then boom, you are all set. You are ready to do whatever else you need to do. At that point, then you can go on, for example, like I mentioned, they offer hosting services. A lot of those ones that came up in that search do. You're going to want to have hosting as well. I wouldn't suggest buying hosting until your website is actually complete, then, because if not, you're paying for it when you don't already have it. But you're going to need these things. You're going to need a domain. You're going to need hosting. You're going to need an SSL certificate when you get the website live. These are all the basics of having a website. You will need them. But I hope this was helpful. Very easy process to find a URL, to find a domain, to find a website address. And this is how you do it. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to write in the comments. I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have about this. Thank you.